What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Jurassic Park Rebirth. Or is it World? Let me see. It's World Rebirth. See, Park, World. It's getting confusing, man. It's like the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man, the Web of Spider-Man. He had like 4 different titles. They gonna keep going back to this well. They just gonna be like, yo, man, we gonna keep the dinosaurs coming. But we ain't really like the last one. So what? We coming back again, man. Dinosaurs. Who don't love dinosaurs? Me. I guess they got me every time. Because now that I think about it, I have seen every Jurassic Park movie in theaters. I can talk crap all day long, but I'm there at the theater every time. This is number 7. This is the 7th time I pulled up for dinosaurs. And you know what? I'll probably pull up again. Because I'll be like, well, this time, we're going back in time, about 19 years ago, where they were on one of those islands, the Isla Suriname, 220 miles from blah, blah, blah. It's always some remote island that looks beautiful, but at the same time, you're like, man, it looks like dinosaurs hang out here. And they always in there messing it up. They always experimenting and creating new stuff and just trying to be all genetic and let's see what else we can spice together. Always just cooking up. See, at least in the first Jurassic Park, it was a wholesome thing. He was like, yo, man, we extracted dino DNA from mosquito and amber, and we was able to replicate, and then we can have a park where people can see dinosaurs. It sounds so simple on the surface, but it was so wholesome. Like, he really had good intentions for his park. He was really like Walt Disney. He was just like, yo, I want people to be able to see dinosaurs. And granted, disaster ensued because somebody was shady. Newman from Seinfeld in the original, he was shady, and then all hell broke loose, and then the T-Rex got out, the Raptors got out. It was crazy. But anyway, so now they experiment, and then, first of all, there's a spoiler alert here. I'm going to spoil this movie. So if you don't want to hear intricate details about the movie, fast forward to the end to see what my grade is on the mics. On the saxophone. See how many saxophones I gave it. So this whole mess started from a Snicker bar wrapper. It might not even been a Snickers bar. I don't even want to disrespect it. I don't even want to get sued. It was a candy bar wrapper that just got sucked into one of the vents, and the door didn't close all the way, and then it was just, next thing you know, this creature that they created called a D-Rex. He's got like 6 limbs and he got a big noggin. Got loose. And then they had to shut down that whole facility. Fast forward to the last Jurassic World where those big locusts, remember those big locusts came out? And then, I don't even understand the locust part of the whole thing. Well, anyway, what it ended up happening was we had the dinosaurs in the world now, but it was like they weren't adapting to the climate. So they were just kind of dying off. And so all the remaining dinosaurs were kind of just like relegated to like close to the equator because they were just dying off worldwide and whatnot. So in essence, it's like, yo, we're losing the dinosaurs. People are losing interest in dinosaurs worldwide. So there's this guy from this company is just like, hey, man. He approaches Scarlett Johansson's character, Zora, who's like an ex-military operative. He was just like, yo, I need you to go down to these islands that we're not supposed to be at. And I need you to extract some blood samples from the biggest remaining dinosaurs, and then we could use the blood samples, to help humans live longer. And I can pay you 6 zeros, not counting the 0 by the 1. So we looking at $10 million, and she's like, oh, $10 million. Because at first she was like, nah, I ain't doing it, man. $10 million. She was like, well, what we talking about? I appreciated that. It wasn't no deeper meaning. It was just like, yo, cash. Okay? And so all they had to do was just get 3 samples from the biggest remaining dinosaur. It sounds simple, right? And then, they get down there. She constructs her team. Mahershala Ali is team leader over there. He has his driver, a black Frenchman, Haitian dude. That's my boy Bashir. I know him in real life. He's in this movie. And they get the team together. They go down there, and they also get a paleontologist named Henry Loomis is on the team. And he's just like, he's that the nerd in the group. He's just like, we going over there for real? So he's just like, the nervous nerd. So he assemble a team, and they go down there, and things are never as simple as they supposed to be. They going out here, they fumbling the ball, they trying to get these samples from big dinosaurs, an aquatic one that was huge. And there was also a random family out there sailing. So their boats get capsized. So now they stranded out there. So they send a distress signal. So now Scarlett Johansson and the team go to pick them up. It's a father, his 2 daughters, and the oldest daughter's boyfriend. So I was just like, so we got a random family in here mixed with the team that's trying to get the samples. So I can already see the cliches and the beats they want to hit with this Jurassic movie because, all right, we need to have a kid in the equation. It's always better. It's like in the first one when we had the son and the daughter. They were kids, and they had to protect the kids. There's something about let's throw the kids in there. But then when you throw the kids in there, I'm already knowing, all right, the kids are going to make it throughout the whole film. Because you're not going to be gangster enough to take out one of the kids. So now I'm losing like edge of my seatness because it's like I already know who's gonna survive and who's not gonna make it. Because you like, all right, this is an actor I've never seen before. You probably not gonna make it. We know Scarlett Johansson's gonna make it. Mahershala Ali, he has 2 Oscars. We haven't seen him in a long time. He may or may not make it. He is black, but he may or may not make it. You know what I'm saying? The guy that hires Scarlett Johansson, every time. The person that's doing I need you for one mission, they always shady. Every single time. Every time. It's always an ulterior motive. You always got the ulterior motive character. So you got all these familiar beats, so it's just like, and then, Scarlett Johansson hits it off with the paleontologist. You always gonna have that. So now that they hitting it off, he's gonna survive, right? Because they hitting it off. So you can just be like, all right, they're not making it. He's going to make it. So it kind of takes away from just the whole like edge of your seatness, as I like to call it. Because one thing I like about Deep Blue Sea, I'm taking it back to 1999, the movie Deep Blue Sea with Thomas Jane, LL Cool J, Saffron Burrows, Samuel L. Jackson was in it. It was like, we got shocks in that movie. Remember Samuel Jackson gave this big old speech, we're going to get out of here, and then the shark just ate him right then and there. Heads exploded, heads rolled, and then the main girl you thought was going to make it, she didn't make it. The only person that made it was Thomas Jane and the cook, played by LL Cool J. But that made it exciting for me because the whole time I'm like, yo, man, LL Cool J, survive. And I didn't think he would, and he did. So that made it fun. But now with this, I don't get that same feeling because it's like I already know who's going to make it and who's not going to make it. So it's just the usual beats, and like I wasn't that invested in the characters. I didn't really care about that random family like that. The oldest daughter was kind of annoying. You know how daughters get when you know what I'm saying, the old teens, and you're trying to rebel against dad, and and you got an attitude, and your boyfriend is just like whatever, and it's just like, and the boyfriend low key kind of disrespectful to the dad, and the daughter's disrespectful. I'm like, yo, what kind of dad is this, man? Because I'll put hands on your boyfriend. I don't have a daughter, so I don't know, but I ain't gonna take no disrespect from my daughter's boyfriend. I'm gonna put hands on him. Even if we running from dinosaurs, I'll be like, hey, young man, don't respect me. Yeah, the dinosaurs coming. Let me tell you something. I'll sock you out right now so the Raptors can finish you off. You're not gonna disrespect me, all right? And so it was moments. They had him looking real weak in this movie, man. I ain't like that, man. There was just moments where just his daughter fell off the boat, and he's like, oh, my daughter. And he just kind of stayed on the boat, and then the boyfriend jumped in. I'm like, yo, what kind of Pops? I know he had another little daughter to look after, but in the moment, I'm jumping in the water. The dinosaurs, man, that's what we talking about. That's what we care about, right? Seeing those big aquatic dinosaurs was cool, but we already saw one in that first Jurassic World. Remember that one that was in the amusement park, and it came out, and then it ate the girl and the flying dinosaur together. That was a dope moment. And then even the D-Rex, it was just like they always get that big baddie. But there's one sequence in this movie that was really dope, and it involved a T-Rex, a good old regular old-fashioned T-Rex. and they were trying to get this little raft together, and there was a T-Rex close by asleep. And he ends up waking up, and so there's a whole moment where they trying to escape this T-Rex. Visually, that scene was fantastic because it took me back to like, yo, the way it was looking and the way that T-Rex was looking at them, I just immediately put myself in that situation. And then the T-Rex had the nerve to get in the water and kind of follow them behind the raft. I don't know if y'all saw the latest Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1. There's a scene in that movie, which was excellent. That was probably like one of my favorite movies of the year. There's a scene where Godzilla is chasing the boat, and you just see his head following behind the boat. We get some of that with this T-Rex. That was a great, great moment. But ultimately, it was just kind of like that moment and the moment where they're trying to get extract the sample from the sea creature. It was cool, but those are like the two highlighted moments. But everything else, it was just like by the numbers. And so I was just like, all right, it's cool, but I really wasn't that excited. It was good to see my boy Bashir in there. It's good to see Mahershala back. Scarlett Johansson is solid, but it didn't suck. It was cool, but it was just cool. That's the thing, man. We losing that Jurassic element that just, because when I saw that first Jurassic Park, it was just magic. Man, I feel like they haven't replicated that magic ever since. But forget all that. You want to know the smooth jazz review of Jurassic World Rebirth. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm giving it 3 saxophones out of 5. It was not terrible, but it wasn't a true rebirth. It was just like kind of more the same. Kind of more the same. A little bit different. More mission driven than the previous installments, but nah, man. It was just something missing. But, you know, summertime, is it worth a matinee? Sure. You know what I'm saying? That T-Rex scene was outstanding, but it was just, but I ain't never gonna give up on dinosaurs. I'm never giving up. All right? I'm never giving up. That's what they're trying to make us do, but we're not giving up. And listen, this movie's gonna make over 100 million in the first 5 days, so they're probably gonna be like, well, we're gonna keep trying till it sticks. Until they take a L financially, they're gonna keep them coming. And a part of me is like, I'm gonna always show up for the dinosaurs. Call me a dinosaur. Old school, man. What was your favorite dinosaur, by the way? Mine was a Triceratops. I'm gonna just throw that out there. All right, peeps, that's my review of Jurassic World Rebirth. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Also, if you saw every Jurassic movie, how would you rank them? I already know what's number 1. Matter of fact, if your number 1 isn't Jurassic Park, 1993, you just trying to be different. You just trying to stand out. You just trying to be cute. Don't be cute. Keep it real. We already know 93 is just going to be sitting at the top. Then you can get creative up in the list. But let me know your list, man. I want to know. And also, I want to know your favorite dinosaur of all time. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of y'all going to come with the Raptors, but I feel like you ain't know about the Raptors until Jurassic Park came out. And then you was like, oh, but OGs know. We ain't know about the Raptors like that. Triceratops. Little 2 horns right here, the horn on the nose, the little helmet right there. T-Rex ain't got no arms, man. T-Rex out here like, hey, man, what we cooking? You ain't cooking nothing because you can't get up in the mixing bowl properly. You out here trying to mix. You can't get the batter going, T-Rex. You just sit over there and wait. We'll bring you in to taste the sauce. You can get your long nose in the pot. But this, the prep, how you gonna chop up the greenery? How you gonna get the celery going? How you gonna get the cilantro chopped, the onions, the garlic? Let us know. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.